Hello, my name is Andrew Wade. I'm the Running Start advisor on the Clarkston campus. I'm going to do my best to keep this presentation concise, but I encourage anyone viewing the presentation to reach out directly if you have any questions. My contact information will be displayed at the end of the presentation. But for now, we're going to get started talking about what is Running Start. Running Start was established by the Washington State Legislature in 1990. Over the years, there have been a few adjustments or slight modifications, but the main purpose still holds true today. Running Start is a dual enrollment program that allows academically qualified juniors and seniors to receive high school and college credit at the same time. To be eligible for Running Start, students must complete the placement testing process. The students must score into college level reading and college level English or college level math. I'll be talking more about the placement test later in this presentation. It is also important to note that students may have other options to obtain college credit in the high school. I encourage you to contact your high school counselor to learn more about college and high school options. In addition to being able to receive high school credit, high school and college credit at the same time, Running Start is also a good way to save money. The Running Start program covers the cost of the tuition. However, students and families are responsible for books and quarterly fees each quarter. We will discuss the money aspects of Running Start a little bit later as well in this presentation. Now that we have a general idea of what Running Start is, we will cover the goals and outcomes. The first goal of Running Start is to make sure students meet their high school graduation requirements. This can take shape in a variety of ways. High school counselors and Running Start advisors work closely to make sure students stay on track to graduate. But the student also has responsibilities in this process and should be an active participant in ensuring high school graduation requirements are met. The second goal of Running Start is to give students a college experience. Running Start students get to engage with the college system just like a traditional college student would. The benefit to this is the student will gain a better understanding of the demands of college and how to navigate a college system before even leaving home. This experience should be transferable and should go forward with the student if they attend college or universities after graduating high school. The third goal is to provide the opportunity for students to explore or prepare for future career goals. Students will be able to engage with a variety of content that might not be available at their high school. An example of this may be an introduction to criminal justice or introduction to education, allowing students to try out subject matter to see if it is truly something they would like to pursue as a career. We can also focus on meeting certain prerequisites if the student has an idea of what college or university they would like to attend, or what degree or major they would like to pursue. What you need to know about Running Start. Students can attend classes on campus or online. There are benefits to both options. Students are encouraged to discuss this with their families and high school counselor to determine what works best for them. It is important to keep in mind if a student takes a class on campus, they need to know their schedule. You need to make sure you can be available for the entirety of the class. That means arriving on time and staying until the end. It should also include how you will get from point A to point B and vice versa if you have to go back to the high school for classes. It should include safe travel time. Students will get support during the advising process to ensure they think about how taking a class might impact their schedules. Some students may opt to take online classes instead, but they should be aware if the class has a scheduled Zoom or virtual meeting time, or if they need to be available for check-in times. It is also possible for a student to enroll in a 100% fully online class that requires no live session. This can present with its own challenges, but work better for the student's schedule. These courses can be a challenge because it can take a high degree of motivation to keep connecting with the content and staying on track to meet deadlines. It is also on the student to reach out to the instructor when issues come up, or if they need to clarify the content of the course. There are supports available to help manage this, such as free tutoring or connecting with the instructor during office hours for assistance. Running Start students equal Walla Walla Community College students. They are eligible to interact with the same resources and systems a traditional college student is eligible for. They are covered by FERPA. FERPA is the Family Educational Rights and Protection Act. This means student information cannot be shared without their written consent. The release of information must be on file to discuss student details, even with the parent or legal guardian of the student. Release of information is covered in the initial advising meeting, and forms are always available at the business office here on the Clarkston campus. The forms must be signed by the student and can be signed at any time. Student services. Student services are available to Running Start students and include services such as disability support services, mental health counseling options, library services, tutoring, and many more options. Students are required to take the first year experience course within their first 2 quarters, and that will help students understand what services are available and how to connect with them. The Running Start advisor is also a great resource if the student needs assistance connecting to services. Expectations. Expectations are the same for a Running Start student as they are for a traditional college student. They are expected to do homework, show up to class on a regular basis, and meet deadlines. Lastly, all Running Start students are assigned an advisor at Walla Walla Community College, and we do work closely with the high school counselors to keep the student on track to graduate. Some of the pros of Running Start include Walla Walla Community College is on a quarter system, which quarters last about 10 weeks, versus a semester system, which semesters last about 15 weeks. The quarter system allows students to engage with a variety of content. Running Start students get to pick new classes each quarter. They are eligible to take up to 15 credits. However, they certainly do not have to take the max credits. They can select to take 5, 10, 15, whatever works best for their schedule. The downside is if a student enrolls in 15 credits, which is roughly 3 classes at Walla Walla Community College, they will have less options or available time at the high school. Students should not exceed 1.2 FTE, which means a student taking 15 college credits can take about 1 class at the high school. Now that changes a little bit if the student takes 5 or 10 credits, it increases the max time allowed in the high school. But the main point is students cannot exceed 1.2 FTE. Another pro of Running Start is more class options. Students can engage with a variety of content that might not be offered at their high school. Some of these options include oceanography, criminal justice, energy systems technology, and many more options. Career navigation or college exploration. Students are encouraged to explore different career pathways. All college classes have college credit. Keep in mind the primary objective is to keep students on track to graduate at the high school, but options still exist for students to explore career options. College resources are here to help support students. Advising is mandatory each quarter. Running Start students must meet with their high school counselor and Running Start advisor every quarter to enroll. Student activities. Student activities are offered through the Student Government Association and include activities such as free events like free bowling night or free movie night. As long as the Running Start student has a valid student ID card, they're able to attend those events. Free tutoring. Free tutoring is a great resource if students need a little assistance to get through a course. In-person and virtual options are available for tutoring. Highly recommend students engaging in 100% fully online courses with no live sessions to engage with tutoring as needed to help them through the course. Recreational Center. The Clarkston campus has a fitness center behind the main building and a student activity area that was just completed in 2019 in the main building. Another pro of Running Start is the Associates of Arts Dta. It's a great option for students looking to get their associate's degree completed while in the Running Start program. That does require Running Start students to take 15 credits each quarter, so that 3 max course allowable. The benefit of the DTA, which stands for Direct Transfer Agreement, is Washington State colleges and universities have signed on to the agreement to make the transfer process a little more easy, actually a lot easier. It's more of a breeze. If students are pursuing schools outside of the state, that is okay too. We just need to be more intentional about the credits and courses selected. This may involve contacting the intended transfer institution directly and working with the advisor there to ensure courses selected here meet the needs of the program at that transfer institution. Upon completion of the Associate of Arts DTA, students are generally granted junior standing at the transfer institution. We do, however, recommend students reach out to their intended transfer institution for further details regarding additional general education requirements. Also, it is important to remember that DTA was designed to meet the general cores, and this does not necessarily always mean a student will transfer as major ready. This could be because the degree the student is seeking requires specialized content, or the class is specific to the university the student is transferring to. Some cons of Running Start: scheduling conflicts happen. Finding a time to fit everything in that has to be done in their day can be hard. When meeting with students to select classes, it is important they know their daily schedule and what that looks like. That includes high school schedule, if they plan on participating in high school sports, when practices, what day games are on, etc. It can also help to know if a student works. If a student is working, we need to know, is that a set schedule? Does it change? And so on. Knowing what the student does in their day is very important when it comes to selecting classes, because it can limit what options are available depending on what they want for specific classes. The good news is class offerings come around with a fair amount of frequency, so it is possible to pick up a class in another quarter if it doesn't work out with their schedule that quarter. Students need to be sure to build in time for studying and doing homework. It can be a challenge, but very possible to find classes that don't impact what the student wants to do. Meaning, we can definitely find a schedule that allows students to accomplish everything they want to do in that day, including sports, high school classes, work. It just takes some time management and thoughtful thinking. The next con is breaks. So breaks between the high school and colleges don't always correspond with each other. High school spring break is most likely different than what Walla Community College spring break is. So when it comes to planning family trips, we recommend you account for classes enrolled in Running Start, because they may need to attend those classes while you're on vacation. This works out better if a student is taking online classes and is able to connect to the internet and have a computer with them. If the student is enrolled in-person on-campus classes, I recommend you reach out to me, your Running Start advisor, to talk about what that may look like and strategies. And lastly, transportation is the responsibility of the Running Start student. WWCC does not offer transportation services, and students that cannot drive yet need to plan ahead. when they want to take a class on campus. The best solution to all the cons is time management, being aware of what your schedule is and what courses require of you is key to your success. It is also very important to communicate. Communication can help avoid issues, and it is also very important that we work in sync. That means between the high school, running start classes, making sure everybody's on the same page and aware of the changes. Money matters. As mentioned previously, Running Start covers the cost of tuition, but tuition is only one part of the equation. There are fees for Running Start. This includes the technology use fee, facilities, and comprehensive fees. There are also some course-specific fees. An example of this would be a biology class has a lab and has a lab fee. On average, fees for 15 credit course load average out to about $250 to $350 for one quarter. Again, fees are paid every quarter the Running Start student enrolls in classes. There are also books and other required materials for classes that would be the responsibility of the student. Books can vary in price, and some courses do not require a book or have free media resources. It will truly depend on the classes you take, depending on what your book amount will look like. We do send copies of the registration to the students at the time they enroll into classes, or they may even walk out of the building with the registration slip, showing the total fees owed at the time of registration. The document also includes when the fees are due. Fees are normally due 10 days before the quarter begins every quarter. There are fee waivers available to students and multiple ways to qualify. The most common way to qualify for the fee waiver is to share your free and reduced lunch status from your high school with Walla Community College. If you qualify for free and reduced lunch, then you qualify for the fee waiver. You may qualify based on other documentation, and if you would like more information or would like to determine if you qualify, please contact your Running Start advisor for assistance. Once qualified for the fee waiver, your tuition and fees are both covered. There also may be opportunities for book assistance and transportation assistance also. You must qualify for the fee waiver each year you are in the Running Start program. So that usually occurs every fall. If you are considering Running Start, you will need to apply to Walla Community College for fall of 2022. Make sure you indicate on your application that you are a Running Start student. After you submit the application, in 2 to 3 days, you should receive an email with your student ID number and information on how to set up your net ID. Once you have created your net ID, you should be able to log into your student intake portal. In this portal, you can upload your high school transcripts. Please do so. You can also upload your ACT, SAT, or SBAC scores as well. This information is very helpful during the advising process. You are also able to start the placement testing process. As mentioned before, Running Start students or prospective Running Start students must complete the placement testing process. Within the student intake portal, you will want to navigate to the placement section and click the I'm ready button. Don't worry, this won't start the testing. It will just indicate that you need to schedule the placement test. Shortly after clicking the I'm ready button, you'll want to log into your Walla Community College student email and view the emails from the testing center. These emails will explain how to schedule your test. You must complete the placement test prior to enrolling in Running Start classes. After you take the placement test, you will want to meet with your high school counselor and start the enrollment verification form. This form is showcased on the left. The enrollment verification form must must be completed by the high school counselor prior to meeting with the Running Start advisor. The enrollment verification form is often shortened to the EVF. The EVF shows how many college credits a student can enroll in and covered by Running Start. If a student enrolls in more credits than are listed on the EVF form, the student will have to pay out of pocket or drop classes to match or fall below the number listed on the EVF form. After you get your EVF form signed by your high school counselor and parent or legal guardian, you're ready to meet with the Running Start advisor. You will need to call in to the Clarkston campus and make an appointment to meet with the advisor. Or there are times where the advisor will attend your high school for a registration day. Please coordinate with your high school counselor if you want to meet with your Running Start advisor at the high school on the scheduled days. Those days are usually prior announced in the school's bulletin or communications. After you enroll in classes, make sure you pay the fees 10 days prior to the quarter beginning and make arrangements to order your textbooks or buy them from the WWCC bookstore. We do recommend, whenever possible, to buy used books. They are just as good at a lower cost. There are other options available online for you to rent textbooks, but make sure you're using the information provided to you on the Walla Community College bookstore website to ensure you're ordering the correct book if you order outside of Walla Community College. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions regarding Running Start. You are also welcome to schedule a one-on-one meeting if you would like to learn more. My phone number and email are listed on the screen now. Thank you.